What's going on, everybody? Welcome to your daily astrology horoscope for Monday, October 14th, 2024. Astrologer Brian Scarborough here, fixed air moon, keeping the collective fixed on astrology. Appreciate you all so much, as always. Hope you had a great weekend. What a weekend. What a week. I mean, amazing skies. Like, definitely like some really beautiful things in the skies. And whether it's solar flares causing northern lights everywhere or harp or I don't know, but you know what? It's beautiful. That I know. That's one truth I can justify when I look at it and when I see these things. It's beautiful. Comets. Saw, a really good view of that comet tonight on my way home, which I'm filming this, of course, Sunday night from a little fishing trip up in the mountains, but just really beautiful things going on. But not, in everywhere, not in every place. I feel like you have to be just kind of like willing to see the beauty that's out there right now and paying attention to it because I think it's easy to get swept up in the things that are not super beautiful as well. So, anyways, that's just kind of where I'm at as we start this Monday. Just kind of wanted to say some of those things for whatever reason. Anyways, we'll look at the astrology for Monday, of course, because that's what you came here for. What a day. What a way to start the week. We have a sun in fall position in Libra. We have a Mars in fall position in Cancer. Yeah, they're exactly in square today. And oh yeah, the sun's exactly opposing Chiron. And Mars and Chiron are exactly in their square. And these are our two defining energies. Our two ego-centric energies. It's like lost in space a little bit right now. I mean, there's just extreme tension and like discomfort. That's what this is like a big T square for. But there's an interesting release point that I like to look at with T squares too, to the other sign, which is Capricorn, which is where Pluto just went direct for the last time in our lives. And I think that there's just so much maturity in this time right now, and we're really using our tools and using the growth that we've gone through. And this is like, let's keep pushing. Let's stay determined. Let's not forget our goals. Let's not forget our mission. Let's not lose track of the big picture or what we're aiming for, because there's a lot of things that are trying to test our comfort, test our identities, test our self-worth. A lot of it's dealing with relationships. A lot of it's dealing with our own insecurities. We're getting interesting reflections from people. We're seeing Venus exactly opposing Uranus in Taurus, which disposits the sun and the south node. Super erratic Monday. Like, what's going to happen today? Anything kind of goes. I feel like we're all, susceptible, especially with a moon in Pisces with Saturn exact. Look at this stuff. It's like, wow. Wow, wow. Like, we're so vulnerable and sensitive right now. But we have to, like, just suck it up and we have to keep going. And, like, we can't get down on things. We have to be willing to keep a good perspective and to remain in a mode that's ready to grow and persevere. And I think today tests that. It tests our relationships. It throws weird, wrinkles in dynamics with people. It tests us. And I think that that's the other thing too is like the sun exactly trine Jupiter. Jupiter sextile Chiron. Like Jupiter's in a really good position right here. I know it's retrograde now, but there's just so much too about the reflection that we do get from people because it's like we do have people in our lives. Each and every one of us has somebody showing that positive reflection of ourselves, somebody that just gets us, that understands our truth, our vision, the things that we're trying to accomplish, and really is bringing that sense of balance into our lives. And I don't, want to say we want to like lean on these people, but we definitely want to be grateful for the really positive connections, relationships, conversations, and truths that we do share with people that are like minded. And I think with Venus opposing Uranus, we could have some really cool insights and downloads when we're able to like see other people's values and kind of like let adventure and weird things just kind of take place, but not get too attached to it with Venus and Scorpio, but kind of remain in an observer, that observation state with Uranus, because there's a lot of like, whoa. So I think that today's kind of like a pimple popping of sorts of like, whoa. And I think that the growth can be outstanding, but it's almost like we have to like work for it. Like we have to it's not like necessarily work like go swing a hammer work, and maybe it is for some people, but it's like that emotional work and that emotional growth and that emotional maturity, so that we can keep striving and keep pushing and get things done that we know are going to empower, that are going to connect us further with really positive connections and relationships. And likewise, you're going to see too, like, where it's just not, it ain't it. Like, it isn't working anymore. Like, if you cannot see one grateful thing about somebody that's in your life, and you've just lost all sort of hope about if it'll ever make sense, like, you don't have to try and, like, give up a piece of yourself to understand people either. And that's where it's a weird balancing point in this Libra season and dealing with all this. And, building up to a full moon that's with Chiron, at 24 Aries on the 17th in 3 days. So, definitely dealing with a lot. Mercury is definitely being able to like see things real true and real black and white and real deep and get to the bottom of things. And I think it's kind of like no bullshit mentally for many of us. So, the only time we're going to bullshit is when we're bullshitting ourselves. And I think we're letting emotions get the best of us and letting, things that have nothing to do with us sort of drive our attention or drive our ego or just drive the ship in our lives. And we lose track of our own self authority because we're letting exterior things really motivate and drive something that it's not you. We have to be willing, I think, to get really comfortable with ourselves and know what's ours and what isn't. And I think that's the moon on Saturn. That's the biggest thing. It's like to have that emotional resilience to know what's yours and what isn't, and to be able to put up a little bit of a boundary here with Venus and Scorpio opposing Uranus, because you don't have to take on everybody else's sort of eccentricity or uniqueness. It's definitely like vibe with the ones that you get and go on the adventure and see where it's going to go. Don't put too much expectation on it. But when something's trying to really like take away from your individuated power, when something's really trying to just leech onto you emotionally or drive you to do something that's maybe just a manipulation tactic to get you to do something that's better for them and not really good for you, like put the boundary up and say, no, no, no. Like, I know this isn't good for me, and I'm not, this is kind of like also like I'm nobody's bitch. It's an interesting time to be alive. It's very interesting astrology. There's some like really amazing things to be grateful for in our lives right now and people. And then there's just the other side where it's like, whoa, this ain't it. This is a little bit, it's just too much. And just be aware, like, of people trying to get you to do things you don't want to do, and see how that makes you feel. And if it doesn't make you feel good, be the authority in your life and say no. And likewise, if it feels really good, be that authority for yourself and say yes, because I would love to do that. And that is totally in resonance with what's going to make me feel good and feel like I'm in my purpose and feel deeply connected to myself and people that I want to go do something with. So, definitely going to see people get triggered today. Definitely going to see some weird shit happen. Wouldn't be surprised if something really shocking happened in the world or politically that just kind of like steered people that just steered the ship the wrong way. Just got people all off kilter. And I don't think that's going to happen to any of you guys, but it'll be interesting to observe in the world and to just kind of be like, wow, look at that. Look at how that played out. I don't know. We'll see. Powerful day. Powerful Monday. Definitely getting like a stress test on I think a lot of our growth and how we of course relate that and express it and what we do with it. Do we have boundaries right now, or are we just fully susceptible to some kind of outside attack? Could be from anything, you know, friends, family, media. It can come from a lot of different ways, but yeah, it's testy. Making sure you're gonna actually do what you're supposed to do for yourself because you've grown and you learned, and yeah, cool. Card is the Ace of Wands in reverse. Yeah, it almost feels like we're really getting that energy that wants to kick on and go forward in life. And it's almost like we're waiting for the baton from the universe or from our teammates or from our partners in life, and it's just like a bad handoff. It's like a bad relay. And we're trying to like get this running start, but we have to like wait, and then there's this frustration, and then we're worried about if we're going to get to where we need to go, and it's like kind of like all these different things like showing up in some way or another to make us feel like we can't start something or we can't make something happen. And I think that's the test today, is to realize that it doesn't matter if you get it seconds late or tomorrow. It doesn't, that's irrelevant. What's irrelevant is what you do when you do get it. And when the lesson comes through or the idea comes through, like, what are you going to do with that idea? And are you going to wait and be in a pity party and cry about it or let it dig at you? Or are you just going to take the thing and run with it? And I think there's a great opportunity to run with a lot of the lessons and the learning in life right now. And yeah, take that thing and run with it. There's things to start in life, and there's also things that were never meant to start, and there's also things that we're just never going to get a good handoff. And we can't be waiting for perfection all the time either right now, thinking that that's going to make everything better either. We just got to deal with what we got, take it step by step, and keep going. And you've learned these lessons before, and that's, I think, the big thing too, is like, this is all just stuff that we already know coming back up so that we can just act on it better. All right. I love you guys. Have a beautiful Monday. I'll see you all tomorrow. Much love. Peace.